Okay, so this morning we came out here to check on the cow, get her in for milking, and she's laying out there by that Quonset hut and not responding to our calls. We walked out there to her and tried to get her up. She wouldn't get up. So we know there's something wrong. And here I'll just add, last night when we milked her, she didn't eat quite all of her food. And then I felt like when we walked her back out to the pasture that she acted kind of depressed. She was droopy. And I was wondering why, This morning we wouldn't get up. So we did some investigating in a book and online, and we've decided that we need to check her pulse and we need to check her temperature so we can tell the vet what's going on with her if we do call a vet. So I've got my thermometer in a Ziploc bag and I've got it pushed up into her rectum, and I'm about to take it out and there's nothing on there.
It reset to 0 because you left it in too long.
Okay, so I put my thermometer into a Ziploc sandwich bag, and I've tied this string to it because you don't want it to be sucked up inside her and have to fish it back out or wait for it to come out in a pile of manure. So I'm gonna check her temperature now. Jeremiah's gonna try it because I didn't have success. Her nose is cold and it's dry, not moist like normal.
It's also, it looks like it hasn't beeped yet, but it's stopping at 98.5.
That's really
which is
cold.
3 degrees low for a cow.
Okay.
So that right there indicates milk fever.
Yeah.
I guess I need to call the vet and get some
stuff.
calcium.
I might be able to pick it up, and we'll see if he needs to administer it or.
Well, you've got to get it in a vein.
Well, what I read said that you can do intravenous or subcutaneous. Intravenous is best, but subcutaneous can work as well.
Okay, well, call the vet and get his advice. We had bought a mineral block for our cow back whenever we had her in the barn over there, but we have failed to put it out here so far. It's been almost a week. So today we're going to get the mineral block out there and make sure she's got the minerals available to her. In there we kept it in this rubber tub, but that thing would hold water, so now we're bringing a concrete block out. And then I should be helping him, but I'm not. Help get that concrete block out. Oh, get that salt block, and set it on that concrete block so that the rain will go away. See if she goes to that. This isn't going to fix her right now. I think if she actually has milk fever, which I'm suspicious she does, she's not going to lick a block and think that it's going to fix it. I'm going to put some water on there just to see if that interests her with it. Nope.
Be loved.
We're sorry, cow. Get the tongue out and lick it. While we're waiting for news from the vet, we're closing up these high tunnels because we can feel this morning that the temperature's dropping. It started out about 44 degrees, and in the morning it's supposed to be down pretty close to freezing, and all day only be up to 44, 43 degrees. So we're closing up all of the high tunnels and the greenhouse. It's already being an eventful day, And we're barely into the morning. I hope things go better the rest of the day.
We haven't had a fire for several days, but the temperature is dropping real fast this morning. It's chilly out there, so I'm gonna warm up my dog in the house.
Well, we had the vet out and he thought that it was milk fever, kind of like we'd concluded, and he gave her a bottle of calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. Is that right? Phosphorus?
I think it's potassium.
Potassium, yeah, that makes more sense. Said keep an eye on her, see what happens. He gave about half of it in her abdomen, just shot into the abdomen cavity, and then about half of it into the jugular vein for quick absorption. He told us that we shouldn't milk for a couple days, except just a little bit to clear her out, and that we need to basically double her feed, and that we need to put some dical phosphate and salt out here. We have a mineral block for her to lick on, but it's not high enough in what she needs. So she needs a bag each of those out here that she can get whatever she wants out of. So I guess we're going to keep an eye on her. She was up and had wandered around some, so that's kind of a good sign that she wasn't down hard. But she's still not, you know, it's a dangerous situation when that happens to them. We'll give her some good feed, get her some minerals, and see what happens here. This wasn't exactly what I had planned for today. I've got a pretty busy day scheduled, and this is taking close to half of it. But when you got animals, this is the kind of stuff that happens, and you got to take care of them or they die on you. So hopefully she doesn't die, and we'll hopefully get her going again. We won't have milk for a couple days though.
Well, this is 48 hours after we found her not feeling good, down flat on the ground, kind of. And she's doing better, but she's still pretty slow, and her milk has cut way back. Over all of yesterday, we only took a quart and a pint out of her. This morning we milked her, and I haven't measured it yet, but it's more than half a gallon. We went ahead and milked her out all the way. She's eating some grains, but she's not eating them all. And we've been having a little bit of trouble getting her to want to drink water. So today we're going to give her a treat. I hope she considers it a treat anyway. Well, she didn't really want to eat that much today, and so what I've decided is I'm coming to the house and I'm getting some blackstrap molasses and some sorghum. The sorghum is locally grown, and the molasses is just from the store. I don't know where it's grown. I could probably find it on here if I looked, but anyway, this is pretty high in calcium at 12%, iron at 11%, and potassium at 8%. I think it's pretty common to give cows some sweetener like this on their feed, so I'm going to give her this sorghum and the little bit of molasses that I have in this jar. I'm going to mix them together. I'm going to warm them up in a pan so they'll run out for me easily when I take it back up there. Well, I warmed it up enough that it's quite liquid, so I need to get it up to the cow before it cools off again and gets thick. It's cloudy in here and quite dark, and so I don't know if we'll be able to see and see what she even thinks about it. See, I put a little bit. She's looking at it. I don't think she was all that impressed. Well, she just pooped. That's a good sign. It's always a good sign when they poop. Okay, we got a plan what we're going to do. First, we're going to have to get her out of here. Okay. This way, girl. We're doing something a little bit different. Want to go a different place? See that yellow rope out here in this lush green grass? Okay. We're clipping her to this yellow rope. And up here we have this huge 50-pound weight that we've had for a long, long time. And we're going to tie her to that and see how she does with that, just to be out here in different grass to graze. Okay, the worst thing that might happen here, I think, is if she gets her legs all tangled up in this. She's pulled it over and she's kind of dragging it around a little bit. Okay, here's a... Oh, there's some nice clover. We've got a bucket of water out here, and that is what I want to see her do more than anything else, is drink some water. She's not very far from it. But... Okay, now she's done it to herself. Well, she's figuring out how to get out of it, I think, except it's hung up on her hoof. Well, she struggled with that for quite a while, but she finally got it off. It popped off.